All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You're listening to Blame Your Brother.
All right. Hello. How's everyone out there doing? You are listening to Blame Your Brother. This is episode, I believe, 61. 61 times, man.
61.
And we are back once again to do another episode. There's three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Glenn Jackson, Mr. 40%, and the spiritual midget. And I am joined by the guy to the right of me. No, to the left of me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was trying to convert you over to the right. The guy to the left of me, his name is Lee.
What's up, everyone? I have many nicknames that's been given me. All are offensive, probably like the, what is it, the white...
White Farrakhan.
Yeah, the other one, though.
Alex Jones of the
the
right.
Alex Jones of the left. Once
yes.
again, with the right.
God.
LeBron's safety pin. I don't know. The one, the only. The super snowflake.
All right. That's my brother. And then I'm joined by the guy to the actual right of me. His name is John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, a.k.a. the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do have a madman. Okay, he's a madman.
There we go. So
It never gets old, does it?
Never
gets old.
Well, we're sponsored by a major show on ESPN, so what are you going to do? So that's the three of us. We come to you every week, Blame Your Brother, and like we do every week, we'll get started with, we say crazy things from time to time, so we ask, are there any retractions or apologies you need to make for last week's episode? Lee, you're up.
No, actually, I'm curious on other people's,
Okay. John,
to be honest with you.
I think he's pointing to you, John. John, what do you think?
The Lord never sent me any texts or anything, so.
All right. Well, I want to apologize to Bob the rapper, I guess, because I had a shower thought that the Earth was flat, and I guess he's right.
What?
Yeah, I'm a flat earther from now on.
Are you really turning into Alex Jones?
Whenever I have a thought from now on, it's just true. It's just true for me, no matter what.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, the people were not happy with John's opinions on climate change for sure. So
who?
Numerous people.
Who? Drop some names.
I mean, first of all,
give the lawyer something to talk about.
It's just a random theory that I had. It's not like I was speaking gospel truths.
I think that was what I heard, though. It
Yeah.
was gospel truth. There was someone on Twitter that was like, "Yeah, I was taught that."
It is recorded, so anyone who would like to go to bybpod.com and you can re-listen to the show, and you can come up with something yourself, come up with your own opinion on what I said and how I said it.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, well that's fine, guys. I mean that's what the show's about. All right, so good. Okay.
Are
All
you
right.
sure?
I am positive.
100%
sure.
Someone was calling you out in the chat about T. Brady.
Who?
Someone. I know lots of people, actually.
Man, the people love me.
They were like, "Oh, I know why David's running late.
Watching that football game, baby.
Because T. Brady's on the TV."
That's right. How'd you know?
I wouldn't doubt it. Or they must be losing because you seem a little subdued.
No, what do you want me to do? Jump up and down?
I just figured he was losing. That's all.
The game hasn't even started, has it?
Okay.
Maybe it has. I don't know. Whatever. That's not the point. All right. No, people love me. Okay. Every
that's
week,
a fact. People.
Every
just
week,
people.
We need to just reinforce the people, the blamers, the brothers, whatever they're called.
What are we calling them?
Whatever.
The blamers.
The blamers. They message me in droves and just like, "This show's amazing. You're the best." And what are you gonna do? I mean, I just take it in stride and I keep going on with my life.
You're
every
not
day.
conceited, just convinced.
I take it in stride and I keep going on with my life. All right?
I do want to jump in real quick. You sound like your brother-in-law. We did get some cool packages from Tasha this week from Cooter and Minx, the podcast. Go check it out.
I got some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I got a nice book, a nice stickers. I got my own mixtape personally for me.
The mixtape is definitely the coolest thing ever. If you've never gotten a Minx and Cooter mixtape before with your name on it, you just haven't lived life. How cool is that?
There you go. So I did want to give a big shout out. It was awesome what we got sent, and that's what it's about, man. Helping another show helping this show out, and it keeps going. I always tell people when the show comes out, the best thing you can do is listen, obviously, but really just share it, share it on social media, share it with your friends, and that helps us out. And we meet new people, we meet new podcasts. That's what it's about, really. The synergy of podcasting. David 101, the synergy of podcasting. But no, yeah, that's it was pretty cool. So thank you, Tasha, for that. All right, well, Lee, we'll start with you. How was your past week? Anything
pretty good?
out?
Yeah. I did something this weekend. It was pretty cool. I went to a jazz bar here in town called Rudy's. I don't know if you're into the jazz. No? It was pretty cool. It's your typical jazz bar. It's got some some interesting lighting. It's kind of dim.
Was Ryan Gosling there?
Yes, he was. We hung out actually.
It was La La Land Part 2. The Lee.
Wait, I thought you liked La La Land.
I do love La La.
Lily Land is what it was.
So you don't like jazz clubs?
No,
you do like La La Land.
I love Ryan Gosling, but I've never been to jazz. Honestly, getting there in the environment, it would probably be cool, but I can't say I'm a big fan of like jazz music, just listening to it. But I think you're right. Probably being there in the club would probably be very cool. What was the vibe like? What were people dressed like? What's the deal?
Well, the drinks were flowing, at least for me. I didn't cut myself back any. So we actually went a little late. It was the third band, but it was really cool. They did a little quartet with a saxophone.
Were there like jazz heads and they're going, yeah, man. Yeah,
there was a few jazz heads in there going, yeah, man. I was looking for berets, you know.
You didn't see any?
No. I might have to wear one next time. I don't know. Where do you get berets?
John, where do you get berets at? Go
Why
ahead.
are you asking me?
Because this is your
give the plug.
Because you got a sponsorship, and that was what they call a segue.
Lee, let's do that. Me and Leah do it. I'll say what you said. Okay.
Well, where do I get berets at?
Well, you could go to Groupon.com. That's Groupon.com, and get your own beret at cheap, affordable prices. Use the promo code BYBPOD, and you get 0% off. That's Groupon.com.
That was good.
There you go.
You were made for this.
There you go. That's right. Custom ads.
John, not so much. You need to work on that.
John was like, why would I know about a beret? All right, so you went to jazz club. Anything else kind of happened?
We did my friend, he's having a baby like a week after we are. So I got to go to a co-ed male shower, which I know you will love. It was at a bar though. I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
I don't know. Were there any kids there?
Oh yeah.
Really?
There's small
Keep
babies.
my kids out of your mouth.
Come on, man. That's the ultimate drop. You set me up for it.
You love that.
Wait, hold on. I want to go back to this because I was so eager to jump on that drop. You were at a bar and there were kids there, and did I hear that correctly?
That's what
it's
I
more
heard.
like a brewery. I don't know if that's okay or not.
Which one? Do you even know which one it was?
East Nashville Brewery. Yeah.
Was it good? Good beer? Good brew?
I actually didn't have any beer. I had pizza. So.
Okay. So you didn't drink that night. Okay. Well, that's how much fun that was. All right. So, John, anything stand out this week, man? Any crazy things happen to you?
No, I've been working 7 days a week for like 3 months now. So it's
wow.
Yeah. If something happens, it's usually bad. So it's good news that nothing happened.
Well, that's good. I'm with you. I don't think much really happened this week to me personally. A lot happened in the news, obviously, in the world, but I was busy selling popcorn on the weekend for Cub Scouts, so there was that. Got to sit out.
Is that a profitable business?
Not for Dave.
How much popcorn did you sell? Obviously, does it go to the Cub Scouts as a fundraiser?
Yeah.
So they made like what, $5-10?
No, they get 70% of the sales. Me, my two children, we were there for 6 hours, 3 hours at one location on Saturday, 3 at one location on Sunday.
Wait, you were like outside of like a Walmart or a Kroger?
Walmart and a Kroger. How'd you know that? It's exactly the two. It was Walmart on Saturday.
I've seen Cub Scouts running around selling stuff.
Well, they like you to buy some.
Oh, that's right. It's the Cub Scout popcorn. That stuff's really popular. Yeah,
I will.
Okay,
I can sell you some before I leave tonight. But anyway, sold about $400 there, and then I sold another like $250 at work. So doing all right. But, I hate selling things, man. Especially, I really hate selling like myself or something that would benefit me from it. That's why it's not too bad at like popcorn sales, because that money's not going to me. But like other people's product or other people's bands or other people's podcasts, like I can plug those. Podcasts a little bit different, but I can plug those all day long. It's like when it's like my own personal podcast, I'm just like, I'm not telling anybody about it.
So if I get together some popcorn this weekend, you're gonna bring me $400. You're gonna get your kids involved.
I mean,
Uncle Lee's popcorn.
Keep your kids out your mouth.
Yep. Sure,
It's on
man.
the box, baby.
Sure,
Keep
go
your
ahead.
kids out my mouth.
We'll drop those Cub Scout uniforms on them. We'll sell those things like
Is that legal, you think?
I mean, it's probably not. I wouldn't say legal. I mean, I would say it's probably not a very good idea.
I mean, like, you probably cannot use the Boy Scout brand to sell products.
I guess you could walk in and just get an outfit if that goes for the case. They
Just
sell
get an
any.
outfit.
They don't ask for your Cub Scout card or anything. Like, sir, do you have your Cub Scout card with you? No.
So what if we all dressed up like Cub Scouts, as old as we are?
What the adults do there. I've told you this is why I don't want to be
But
a
no
leader.
kids.
No kids around.
No kids around. It's just us selling popcorn.
guys.
As Boy Scouts, like we're like,
Yeah, we tell everyone.
oh
Boy
yeah,
Scouts.
that'd be kind of funny actually. That's kind of the basis of
That's a Saturday Night Live
And what
skit
if instead
right
of
there.
like boxed popcorn, it's just like loose, like just like a
Oh.
little
I
theater.
mean, people would buy it probably. You'd be surprised,
It's just a bowl of popcorn.
Right.
$1 a handful.
Yeah, just like reach your hand.
Dollar
just reach your hand down there. I'll tell you what, 50 cents just for a mouth grab.
There you go. I'm sure that would go over well. So yeah, that's about all I did this past
Exciting.
weekend. Yeah, very exciting. Life of a 40-year-old dad. There you go.
All right, man. I'm so glad you had such a celebrating weekend, man.
But the idea of selling yourself, is that not a hard, John, is that like a hard concept for you, selling yourself to other people, or has it come like easier for you?
I mean, I guess it really depends on how much you care about the product that you're selling.
Right. We're like
But I
when we're
mean-
in a band. Did you feel comfortable selling the band?
No, it was really difficult.
Which band?
Maybe
Money
either
Pants,
one.
man.
I mean, it just I don't know. You're really putting yourself out there, and then if they don't come, I don't know. It just feels like you're out there in limbo, and next time you see them, it's weird, and just I don't know. It's
That's true, yeah. It was always weird inviting people to shows and they didn't show up. Next time you saw them, I'm sure they felt guilty. It's not like when we invited people, just the same way with the podcast. When we invite people to live show and they don't show up, we're not like angry or bitter. It's like,
I
eh.
am.
Well, there you go.
But I mean,
One out of three blame your brothers are upset that you don't show up for the.
So I have a question.
would be the left wing.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for you. So what would be more awkward if you asked someone to come and they never came, or you asked them to come once and they showed up and from that time on they're like, no, I'm not going to be there. Which one would you rather have happen?
I guess I'd rather them never show up because there's people that have said they're going to listen to the podcast and they say, I'm listening to it, and then I never hear back from them ever again. I'm like, that's
Well, that's an answer.
probably bad. Sometimes
But wouldn't you rather know than never know,
That's a good question. I don't
Just
think
keep that
I'd
keep
rather,
that in the back of your head maybe.
I'd rather not know. The people don't like our. I mean, I know people don't like our product for sure. I mean, it's not for everyone for sure, but it's just that the actuality of knowing sometimes. I don't know. They say, don't live life without any regrets or anything, but sometimes regrets are tough to live with. I mean, you can sit there and say shoulda, woulda, coulda, and wish what could have been, but I don't know. What about you? What's your opinion on it?
So, there's two things to it. First, a good salesman can sell anything, right? Ice to Eskimos, is that PC? Probably not. But anyway, a salesman is not afraid of not telling the truth because they just want to close on that sell. And then once you close on the sell, it's kind of over. So they just want you to get to go to the show once. So I'm not a salesman. I never have been.
Right.
So the thing for someone to truly give themselves out with that would be to be confident in their own artwork. So as far as musicianship goes, I was never very confident.
I don't think, none of us
in
were.
what I was doing. So it made it extremely difficult. So with like podcasting, I don't know. I would defer to you.
Yeah, I think it's a good show.
I mean, me and John, let's just be serious here, are not podcasters.
I mean, you've got 60 episodes under your belt.
Let's go on record.
So, I mean, you are podcasters with you.
But we're living under the shadow of David,
Well, I mean, yeah, but
it's like when people email you, people have not emailed me and John, and we're just like, we love the show, man.
Really?
And then we don't move on. But you know, you're like having to like turn off notifications.
Yeah, I mean, I try to communicate with people during the week. It's a full-time grind to get people to come to the show. Honestly, I mean, I enjoy it, but yeah, with people, email Lee at Brother to Blame on Twitter and John at Twitterello what you thought of the show. There you go.
There you go.
Tasha said, you guys are the talent. It's kind of like I'm Howard Stern and
Yeah,
you're
but see
Stuttering
how she
John and there's Stuttering John and then there's
Stuttering John.
who could Lee be?
Baba
I
Booey?
don't like
Is
that
Baba
name.
Booey and Stuttering
yes.
John the same?
Baba Booey. No,
Okay.
No.
you're Baba
Baba
Booey
Booey.
and Stuttering John. I'm Howard Stern. There we go.
Does this mean we get to throw balonies at strippers now?
You bring them in. I gladly would do that.
But look, she put the talent in quotes, so
Whatever.
whatever.
All right, man.
Okay.
Let's get. We
Give
got
me some topics.
lots of
I
stuff.
don't know what the quotes are on the talent. Maybe where the strippers he's throwing the baloney at.
Message Twitterello if you want him to strip on camera.
Don't message me.
Tell him what you think about that idea.
At Twitterello. Okay.
Okay.
Lots,
So what do you want to talk about? There's a lot going on.
man, I mean,
is that why you're so mellow?
No, am I mellow?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, man.
You're very mellow.
It's been a long day, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long life.
Well, it's a kind of a bummer of a week. Maybe I'm mellow for that, man.
Yeah, I know.
So the Las Vegas incident obviously happened. A lone gunman at this point is what we can assess.
All right, what is there? People saying that it was possibly more? Is it like a
There's-
JFK Zapruder film thing?
He was working with other people. I don't know, but all I know is 58 people are dead.
That's tragedy. Way more injured.
Hundreds.
How many are
injured.
critically injured? Will never recover.
There's
There's a guy from Nashville that used his body for a human
Yeah.
shield on his wife. He had 3 kids. Like obviously it's tragic that he lost his life, but how is that family ever going to be
They're not
the same? How would you ever be able to go into a crowd of people again?
Yeah. A friend of mine at work, she said she went to a concert last night. It must have been at Ascend. And right before that, so Ascend is like just a block away from Titan Stadium, if you guys aren't familiar with the area. And they were shooting
It's
off
in downtown Nashville.
They were shooting off fireworks before the concert started, and she said like her heart like skipped, and everybody got real quiet and was like looking around because they didn't know those fireworks were going to go off. So,
Well, that's probably a good thing, right?
well, to be aware, I guess,
Yeah.
but not to be afraid.
It sucks to have to live that way.
Because here's the thing, like, there's a lot of people on both sides of the issue that are trying to use it for political gain, which really sucks.
That really
Of
pisses
course.
me off on both sides of it.
But
course.
if anything, like, obviously it's like it has nothing to do with guns per se, right? I mean, or maybe it does, but it's largely a societal problem, right? Like, can you imagine being so frustrated with life that you would want to do anything close to that? Even killing yourself.
Yeah.
It seems like something so far away. And I know suicide is a serious problem that I don't understand, but it's just it's
No,
crazy
it's
to even
bad.
think about.
Yeah, it's bad if you're in that spot mentally.
So what I was thinking is, like, what if when you went to a concert or a movie theater, like, now when you go to a movie, they're always like, the forward and rear exits have been cleared in the case of an emergency or fire. What if they said, or active shooter? Like, what if you were constantly
Well,
reminded that was a possibility?
No, don't want to do that.
But it seems like it's getting more and more recent. There was one here in
Well, I mean,
Antioch, in Nashville.
There was, that James Holmes in Colorado that shot up the theater for the Batman.
Yeah.
So right after that happened, I went to a movie like 2 weeks later, and I was sitting there and I'm in the front section of the back row, and I'm sitting there, and some guy comes as the credits are starting, and he's like standing right in front of me,
What?
and he's kind of like
Reaching into his pocket?
he's reaching into something. He looks sketchy, and I'm
I
thinking,
bet your heartbeat was beating.
oh, my heart was pumping. I looked
Yeah.
at my wife and I just went, what is happening right now? And I kept watching. I go, I'm going to have to put my foot in this dude's back.
You didn't have your gun with you?
And then I had my concealed permit with me. And luckily, he was just reaching for his cell phone, looking for somebody. But he stood there for a while, and it was like kind of awkward. And I was like, oh, my God. So, yes, anything that happens like this, it's scary for a while for sure.
So can I give you a piece of advice?
Sure.
Next time that happens, don't even hesitate.
Just put a foot in.
Just
put a foot up his ass.
Just immediately put him down. Judo chop him. No, I was going to say something to him at least.
Hey, sir.
Just be like, hey, you being creepy and weird. Don't you
Yeah.
know about the guy that just shot up a movie theater?
And then he shoots me first. And I'm dead.
Hey, man, like, at least you took one for the team.
Hey,
you know?
like I took one for the team, John. Life goes on.
Yeah.
Not for that guy, but
Not for
everybody else.
you.
Yeah, no, it's tragic. Well, anyway, so
Yeah.
of
I don't
course
know.
both sides are politicizing it.
So one thing that I did think was interesting was the guy was using a bumper stock.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically was not using an illegal fully automatic assault weapon.
No,
But they sell these bumper things
Yes.
that use the recoil to allow it to shoot just
like
as
an
quickly
automatic.
as an automatic weapon would. Probably even better, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Is it? But so what do you do? Like, I mean, do you have? I mean, you know where I stand on the issue.
Where do you go ahead? Where do you stand?
Like gun control, we've talked about this before, and I'm not anti-gun, but at the same time,
but what is the solution? How would you solve it?
This is the only thing I know. Here's the only
Okay.
logic that I have.
Okay.
So when you talk to these people that are very, very pro-gun, one of the primary reasons they say they want guns is to defend themselves.
Right.
To me, that is answering gun violence with gun violence. And like we all know that that's not going to solve anything, right? Like answering gun violence with gun violence is only going to cause more gun violence.
Well, you say that, but then that incident at the church here in town, that guy subdued the shooter with a gun.
I don't know if he did.
He did. No, 100%. 100%.
When it first came out, he said he got pistol whipped.
And he went.
Then he went out to his car, and the guy shot himself, and he covered him while the police showed up. That's what I read online in the Everpedia that was posted. So I don't know.
That guy's still alive, isn't he?
They both are alive. What happened was the one guy unarmed went to try and interfere. They wrestled around. He pistol whipped the unarmed guy, but in the altercation, something happened, and he accidentally shot himself. At that point in time, he was able. The unarmed guy was able to get the gun away from him, but he went in and got his own gun anyway and held him to keep him from going anywhere.
Why was the guy in like a bandage or whatever? Because I saw a clip where he was like had like a sling.
Which guy, the shooter or the
hero?
The hero.
Because he got hit with a metal object.
He got pistol whipped in the arm.
I think it was just
probably. I don't
it was
know.
probably just random swings. Otherwise, how'd the guy shoot himself?
Something doesn't add up.
It was
That's
an
all I'm
accident.
saying.
He accidentally shot himself. The active shooter.
Yeah. I just wish there was more details because like I can't
What
get the straight story.
Have you read it?
When it came out, I was like searching for details.
Okay, well,
There's
it's
nothing.
come out, man. They even I think yesterday or today, can't remember, but they basically Lebanon. Is that where it happened at?
Antioch.
Antioch. Okay, well, some town made it like his special day or whatever today. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, that is a
here's
hero.
the thing.
Like,
the guy wrestled with him.
Yeah.
And didn't like succeed. He got pistol whipped and had to run out to his car.
Yeah, but he's still.
But that interaction
Like, that
probably
guy-
saves so many lives.
So but here's the thing. You wrestle the guy. He accidentally shoots himself. Why not just pick up his gun?
Lee, you know it don't work like that, man. You're gonna.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, in hindsight.
I don't know. It just
But,
seems
when
weird. That's what I'm
everything's
saying.
going, everything's happening so fast.
What is the solution? I mean, gun control. You can talk about that all day. I mean, should we be keeping a list of these people buying guns? I don't know, man.
Here's a question for you: if it was common knowledge that every single person on the planet had a gun on them at all times, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying. What do you think? It's a question. It's not a. I mean, do you think it'd be worse or better or
It
what?
would definitely be worse.
I think it'd be like the Wild West.
It
man.
would definitely be worse. People would be shooting each other in traffic. They'd be shooting each other at the donut line.
Remember, because we're not taking the 20% of people that are responsible with their weapons. You're giving it to 100% of people.
Oh, like what about Quackenbush?
Yeah.
You know? We talked about her the other day.
I mean, unfortunately, it's not an issue that can just be solved with like a simple yes or no. You know, it's not a simple check mark because.
I don't think it would be a good idea. I think it's a horrible idea. I was just saying
No, I
what
get
you
what
guys
you're
thought.
saying, but
It would be worse.
I don't know what I mean, I don't know what to do.
So assault weapons are banned in America.
Okay,
Right?
yeah,
So
they
is that
are.
a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing.
So that's already a gray line, right?
I mean,
So
yeah.
where do you stop? Where do you stop the line? Like
no automatic weapons? I mean,
so
that's
automatic.
no automatic.
Was that like everything's like breech loaded?
Machine guns automatic?
You mean fully automatic?
Fully automatic.
Oh, like
yes.
burst
I'm
fire.
sorry, fully automatic. Yes.
Well, what about like a bump stock that allows it to shoot 100 rounds a minute?
Well, radar detectors are illegal, but people have them in their car to avoid speeding. I mean, how do you stop?
I mean, that's kind of slightly different.
Well, it's still
It would be if you wanted to make a more accurate representation of what's going on. You could say something like nuclear material, fissile material, or like chemical weapons or something like that. Because nobody's using a radar detector to kill people. It's the same thing with like drugs, marijuana, or like when alcohol was banned during Prohibition. No one's really killing someone with that stuff.
Speeding kills people. and they're speeding to avoid getting caught and being pulled over and obeying the speed limit.
But
so,
you know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
I know, but
it's a little different.
Okay, so ban these things. I mean,
speeding is illegal.
Yeah,
by the way,
ban those things, ban those stocks or whatever they're called. I mean, I guess I wouldn't make those really available in a perfect world, no, because you know what people are doing with them. It's not like they have multiple functions. But Not Playing Stupid, another podcast you should check out. Check them out, Not Playing Stupid podcast. He said those are made for the recoil.
Well, they physically attach the trigger so that when the recoil happens, it pulls the trigger for you.
Oh, okay.
So like on a semi-automatic assault weapon rifle this guy used, you can fire it as often as you can pull the trigger.
Right.
So this actually just uses the recoil from the gun to create like a low energy action that automatically shoots the rifle for you. I mean, you could technically, I guess, squeeze the trigger really fast.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know much about it, I guess.
I just don't know. I know you got the left yelling gun control, you got the right yelling. I don't know what they're yelling. I don't even know. But I'm like you. I'm sick of getting on Twitter or social media or whatever and just seeing people just with the nonsense arguments and no solutions being offered.
I think a lot of it is really bad taste.
Can I stop in there? Because
Go ahead.
John, that's a very good point. Because that's what makes me angry. People against guns and people for guns, I'm interested to see what they have to say. But I see a lot of people that are anti-gun that like start name calling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, these gun nutteries and idiots. It's like, okay, like that's not helping your argument at all. Like if you truly care about like banning assault weapons or making the world a safer place, you can't go in insulting people. You're just going to be like Trump at that point.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, the thing is like, okay, this horrible thing happens, and the first tweet I see from Hillary Clinton is talking about how we should outlaw silencers because of this. Not our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and the.
Well, I think
she
said. I think it was multiple tweets.
She
I'm just saying.
did.
I'm just saying. But
That,
it
sir,
happened in
is
the
fake
same day.
news.
But she said that basically the tweet said this is what the NRA tried to do, try to get silencers to be, but the silencers wouldn't even matter.
Did the guy use a silencer?
It wouldn't have mattered
didn't.
anyway. They said because it still would have made noise on this type of gun he had. But yes, you're right, John. Politicizing a moment. This is why Hillary Clinton didn't get elected in the first place because of nonsense that she kept doing over and over again.
Oh, really? You
Yes.
think you don't think being a woman had anything to do with it?
I mean, to some people, but I think the majority of it was she just wasn't a very likable person. She would come out and say just ridiculous
It was
things.
those
that we knew weren't
emails,
true.
wasn't it? It was those emails.
That's what she says.
It was those emails.
She says she lost because of the emails or from the whoever the guy was that wrote the report. I done forgot his
All
name.
right, anyway, let's move on.
There's so
from
many
this
people
topic.
in the Trump campaign that I can't even remember who most of their names are. They've been fired, so many of them. You know what I'm saying? But we knew this was going to happen anyway.
So the next tragedy that happened.
Next day or no, same day. Well, yeah, same day. Tom Petty passed away. He was only 60-something years old.
66.
I mean, 66. I mean, yeah, relatively young for that. And yeah, that sucks. I mean, Tom Petty is, when I look at it, he's an American icon.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at American musicians,
A true American hero.
as far as American rock staple musicians, I mean, he's at the top of the list.
All right,
I think
what's your top?
I
What's
say
your
like
List?
Springsteen.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you, but
Tom Petty.
you're not going to put Elvis on that list.
I'm going more like modern rock. I talked about this on my
is
podcast.
Elvis not
I
considered?
talked about this on my podcast. Dave is the Worst. Go check it out. DaveIsTheWorst.com. But anyway, I'm saying modern rockers. I say Springsteen. You got to go Aerosmith. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are like three really solid. I mean, because
So that's it, just a three.
Well, I mean, those
list?
are three.
Yeah, he could probably go on all day.
Well,
but
let's
be
have
honest.
a few more. Give us the Dave is the Worst highlight here.
Okay, so more people we think of as American like icon musicians. Oh, man,
Bob Dylan? Do you put him on that list?
Well, I say Bob Dylan started it, but he's
but he doesn't get to be on the list.
Well, he's an icon in himself, but I don't know. He wasn't rock. He was more folk.
How about
definitely
Mellencamp? Would you put him up there?
John Mellencamp?
Yeah.
I guess you'd have to. I mean, yeah.
What about the guy from CCR? In that American?
Yeah, John Fogerty. Yeah, but I mean, he's pretty good too. I mean, but the thing
only those three.
The difference between Springsteen and like a John Fogerty is Springsteen and Petty were still touring years after they made it. It's like Aerosmith is. I mean, John Fogerty, CCR's not even a band anymore because they hate each other. So I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, I to be honest with you, dude, I've never understood the infatuation with Bruce Springsteen.
God
I
bless.
just don't get it. Like, if you were to put Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen at like in a battle, you know, like a band battle, Tom Petty's gonna clean the floor every day. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
No,
you're just wrong.
I didn't give an answer.
But I know your answer.
Well, let's go. We'll
wrong.
think about it because we put up a poll on our Twitter.
The boss.
We said,
the boss.
What is your favorite Tom Petty song? And so we had
your list is so.
I just picked some of the hits,
He
and
just
then
picked some random ones. I mean, there's obviously, there's some that he didn't put.
Yeah.
I mean, how long would be the tweet? You know,
we only get 4.
Okay. First off, I'll tell you right now, the first comment that I see from Comp My Pod, right there at Comp My Pod.
It's a good song.
Mary Jane.
Let's
Dance.
Well, let's go.
Mary Jane's a great song.
Great song.
Wait, why is it not on the list?
Well, because Lee, I took his biggest hits. American Girl's like one of his biggest hits. I Won't Back Down and Free Fallin' are like when I Google, there's like 3 of his big hits, and then the 4th option was Other. Just tell us which one it was. Now, American Girl won.
Barely.
Still, a win's a win.
29% to Other.
Okay, so
how many choices do you get on Twitter? Just 4?
Just 4. Yeah.
That's weak.
So I'll read some of the comments from other people.
So Mary Jane's Last Dance. Here comes another one, just like the other one. I'm scared. Ain't you scared? It's a B-side.
She said it was that's Jenny's recent follower of the show program. So thanks a lot. Yeah,
she is a super fan.
B-side. Let's give a shout out to Comp My Pod. You said it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, it's our friend Sarah that's been on the show before.
Sarah and Derek. Yeah. Okay. All right, keep going.
So Amy Mick comes in with "You Don't Know How It Feels," another good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Angel/Kitty comes in with "You Got Lucky." Yeah, is that the name of that song? You got lucky, babe.
I have no idea.
You've never heard that one?
No.
Yeah, it's a good one. And Brian Watkins comes through with "Running Down a Dream." Also a good one.
I do like "Running Down." That's a great video too. And then we had a couple in Facebook. I'm trying to figure, but they followed pretty much par. I did a whatever, and there was a couple.
How many choice do you get?
Well, on that one, I did a video and just said, hey, tell us what your favorite. What's your favorite song is?
The chat thinks that "Down with the Sickness" is one of the
Down with the Sickness
favorite Tom Petty tunes. I don't know if I'm familiar with that cover, but
I love it. I can guarantee you one thing: Tom Petty never played "Down with the Sickness," baby.
He was more of a let the bodies hit the floor type.
Yeah, you got it, man. All right, I'm trying to find this comment.
Right,
okay,
your Facebook skills are.
So Chris Sinsak said "Southern Accents," which I've never heard that song, but it sounds interesting. Ashton Darnell says "Free Falling." Sammy Dickerson Jr. I don't know. I'm reading his full name. Sammy says "Free Falling," and Craig Osborne says "Breakdown." Breakdown.
What are you guys' answers?
I personally love "I Won't Back Down." It's one of my favorites. I love that song so much. I think it's almost a perfect song, and even the Johnny Cash cover was really, really good. What about yours?
I said "Free Fallin' just because of like when it came out and where I was in life and everything. It just kind of reminds me of that time in my life.
And that got made big also. I mean, not made big, but it was in Jerry Maguire, right? Is that the song he's singing while he's having a nervous breakdown in the car?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Lee, what about you, man?
Last Dance for sure.
I
learned it on the ukulele, so
yeah. And then
that content.
And then other Instagram said Mary Jane's Last Dance, and You Don't Know How It Feels. So I mean, the guy had a number of hits, obviously.
I mean, like people don't understand. Like when we grew up, like VH1 was a thing, and Tom Petty was like the king.
Yeah, he had some great videos for sure.
So
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, who's better, him or Springsteen? I don't know, man.
Tom Petty. So do we have any details on that? Like, they just found him in a full cardiac arrest? And
I guess he had a heart attack, man. These people are living hard lives. They're not going to live to be...
Drugs or alcohol?
You know, he said in an interview that, I don't know if this has anything to do with later on in life, but in the 90s, he was like a heroin addict, which is crazy.
I'm sure.
But he started it later in life. I mean, in the 90s, he had already made it and everything, and I guess he was going through some depression and stuff, and so I don't know what he was involved in. I mean, you can't do that, and it catches up with you.
It's kind of related about the drugs. I once read Stephen King's novel about own writing. He wrote about helping other people write. Mm-hmm. He says that he was so high on cocaine all the time that he doesn't remember writing Cujo at all. Well, he says he literally does not remember writing Cujo.
Well, Misery, the movie, Kathy Bates in that movie is supposed to be the manifestation of cocaine and how it trapped him.
There you go.
And how he was stuck.
I did not know that.
I heard that
it
on
really makes you look at the movie differently.
I heard that on a podcast this week. I thought it was
You
pretty
ever been
cool.
hobbled by cocaine?
Not that bad, baby.
Okay.
But another thing, we go back to what we're talking about politicizing. A lot of people now are politicizing Tom Petty's death and going, this guy hated Trump and he was for this, and da 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 da. So I don't know, man.
What?
Sammy's live in the chat, man.
Sammy is on one tonight.
He's on that stub, boy. So so Tom Petty, rest in peace, man. Great career. I mean, your music will live on, and I mean it's tragedy. But like I said, as we go on, more people we grew up being fans of are going to pass away. It's the unfortunate part of getting older. So,
so let's get into something maybe a little bit more controversial.
What could it be?
What could it be?
Oh no, this is a poll on the news, local news here, Fox News, not Fox like you think of, but just Fox 17, the local affiliate here. And someone want us to talk about this, and it says they're here. This is here locally. What do you think? Columbus Day versus Indigenous Peoples Day. Nashville City Council is considering renaming the holiday from Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Well, we know how John feels about Indigenous people. We've talked about it on the podcast before.
Actually, like this time last year.
It's time to break out the. I think John should do like a single person protest. You should dress up like an Indigenous person and go protest.
Not my holiday.
Not my holiday. It's actually pretty funny. All right, so you're the only one that can make John do stuff, so you should make him do that.
Yeah, he can't make the person that can really make me do stuff is my wife. She's in the chat.
All right, Robin.
Go ahead and
please, if you and David teamed up on John, he would have no choice but to say okay.
I don't like the way that was worded, but anyway, moving on. Lee,
I don't like the way it was worded either.
What do you think, Lee, about renaming Columbus Day in the Nashville city area?
You know what? It's one of the worst. For me personally, it's one of the worst holidays because I don't get off. I've never had Columbus Day off. Maybe when I was in school as a small child.
Yeah.
I don't care what they change. Let's just get rid of it altogether. So let's do like an Indigenous People Month, like March or something.
Well, is there an anchor to the Columbus being a person who came in and stole land and eventually led to the slaughter of the indigenous people? I mean,
I honestly haven't heard good things about Columbus. If you go back
okay, let's bust it. Where did he originally land, John? I know you know that. Not in America, right? Where did he land?
Greenland or something?
No.
Far. No, Greenland was
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Leif Erikson was.
You know where?
It was in the Caribbean.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, dude. Do you even get credit for that?
I mean, I think he eventually found America, didn't he?
I mean, eventually, anybody would have found it eventually. Anyway.
I mean, is it more like what is the saying? If you live long enough to be a hero, you'll be the villain or something?
This is from Batman.
This is proof. When
I'm just saying, if Columbus didn't do the things that he did, would anybody in America be where they are right now?
Possibly.
Yes, it was inevitable, right?
Possibly. Like
the only reason Columbus was there was because other people were headed that way already.
I'm not saying somebody else would have found it. I'm just saying that that whole butterfly effect thing, everything's going to be different.
Well, John, if that's the case, then, I mean, why does it matter?
I'm saying there's...
The butterfly.
For the most part, I think it's stupid to rename the holiday. I mean, just... Okay. If you don't care about it, don't celebrate it. We're not renaming Christmas for people who are atheists.
But here's the thing: it's not that uncommon to rename stupid holidays. Like President's Day used to be one of the president's birthday, and they're like, well, let's just change it to be President's Day or something like that.
Huh.
Obviously, there's some that won't change, like Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter. But
I'm like, John, if they want a day called Indigenous People Day, just make that a separate day.
Make it a day.
But then it's not a holiday.
No, make it a holiday.
Why not?
Because you can't just go adding holidays.
Yes, you can.
That's how they started it.
Banks
That's how
only
they started holidays.
3 days a year already. Which one are you?
You think Christ was actually born on December 25th? No.
Yes, John, I do.
They decided, okay, let's make it this day. That's how every holiday
we need
starts.
that money for the retail, baby.
It was a pagan holiday that they stole. Is how that went down as December. The Yuletide logs has nothing to do with
I'm not
Jesus.
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that every holiday they just pick a day.
Right, but you can't just go add.
Easter's a different day every year.
Yeah, they try that. It's like National Cheeseburger Day, National Taco Day, National Hug Day, National Secretary Day, National Podcast Day. It's like it's not a holiday at that point. It's like there's only so many holidays in a calendar year before holidays start losing their significance. That's all.
Well, those other things aren't really holidays. They're just like drawing attention to that one aspect of life.
Okay, here's the thing. When we were growing up, Columbus had a completely different story.
Oh, 100%.
Now,
Yes,
when
I
they
would
teach
agree
it in
with
school,
that.
Columbus is not a hero anymore. Then yeah, you got to rename the holiday.
Drop the day. Who cares? Just
Drop
drop it.
it.
Just drop it. I mean, this is nonsense. Well, the poll is conducted
I think we
by
should have 2 Labor Days, honestly.
the
Communism Day, maybe. Socialism Day.
Those were Lee's words.
well, yeah, I think they know
Brother
that.
to blame. Just making sure anybody out there.
Oh, a whiskey day. A whiskey day.
I'm sure there already is a whiskey
There's a
day.
But
day
like
for
an
everything.
official holiday. Like in,
Okay, look at the poll.
Yeah.
106 people voted in the Nashville area, I'm assuming. 74% says it's a bad idea to rename it.
Yeah, but these are people that are watching Fox News. Of
It's
course
Fox-
they're going to be upset.
It's not Fox News. It's Fox the channel.
Fox
I'm
17.
well aware. I'm well aware.
That's way
Alright.
different than Fox News.
kind of.
But who are the people that say 7%? Either way is fine.
I would probably vote.
Hey,
we
they
have said the
probably
same
just
thing.
don't
Who
care.
cares? Who
have a
cares?
take and don't suck. You got to pick
Hey,
one.
quit
of the-
being a tweener.
Yeah, don't be a tweener on that one. I hate when people push on this stuff. Pick a side, stick with it, and shut up. You know, bad idea.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
going to happen, dude. I guarantee
There you
you. All right,
All right.
Columbus.
Well, one more thing we got to talk about
overrated.
for sure, and it's your boys. Wait, when I first saw this, I thought it was your boy back in the news, but it's
Who?
not. It's Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
So-
Cam Newton says it's funny hearing female reporter talk about routes. So if you didn't follow this, Cam Newton had a press conference,
Yeah.
and
He needs to start thinking about things before he opens his
And basically, a
mouth.
woman asked him. She said she was asking about routes that one of his receivers was running. He kind of laughed. Said, "That's funny." He said, "Females are up here asking about routes now." Now, you can take it a couple of different ways.
That's not what he said, was it?
Yeah,
Close to it.
close to. I mean, I don't have the exact quote in front of me.
He said something like it's funny hearing
Okay,
a woman,
I'll
a
read it.
female,
Okay.
talk about routes.
She asked. Oh, well, that's afterwards. Yeah, it's something like that. And so, anyways, afterwards, she went up to him and said, "Can I get you an apology?" He's like, "Nope." I said, "Okay, well, that's the."
Well, he later said
Well,
that
she
he
didn't
should have
flat
said
out ask for an apology.
reporters. Yeah, she did. She said she did. Right here. This afternoon, I did my
She
job
kinda
as an
alluded
NFL
to
beat
it.
writer. Quote, I sought Mr. Newton out as he left the locker room a few minutes later. He did not apologize for his comments.
But it doesn't say she asked for it either.
I mean, I
Let,
guess
let me
that's
tell you,
true.
I did ask for an apology just a couple weeks ago. I don't think I told you about this. This was on the golf course. Did I not tell you this
No,
story?
you did not.
you did not.
So I was on the golf course, and we're playing around like a round robin tournament type thing. And we started at hole 11, or we started hole 12 because there's 12 teams. So each team, your number, you started at that hole on the golf course. So we started at 12, went to 18, and then we're going to do 1 through 9. Okay.
Or 1 through 11.
Yeah, however it works. Yeah. So we get to 1, and there's a team in front of us, and we start talking to these guys. They're really cool guys, and they're taking their time, having a good time.
It's a really cool guy.
Well, they're ahead of us. We can't move, right? So we get to the second hole. Jimmy, the guy I'm with, breaks his Big Bertha driver. The head comes rolling off, so we're cracking up, man. I'm like on the ground laughing, and so we get to the second hole, and the guys are in front of us. And you cannot play while they're in front of you, especially on like 157 par. You know, I mean, you're going to whack those guys in the head. Well, this guy comes in a golf cart, like this older black guy comes down. He goes, y'all need to hurry up, man. You're holding these people back behind you, like these old timers that were playing.
He was accurate.
And I looked at him, I said, dude, do you not see those people ahead of us? We can't go until they're gone. There ain't nobody up there. I said, they're right. And so I'm pointing. I was pointing. I go, they're right there. Do you not see them? And he went, and drove off and went up. So now I'm liquored up at this point, okay?
So
So
day drinking.
A little bit.
so I see him coming back when we start making our way up to the end of the second hole. And I walk up to him, I go, hey. He stops, I go, did you see those people I told you about? He goes, yeah. I go, yeah, you're wrong. You owe me an apology. And he started trying to drive off. I said, hey, you owe me an apology. Are you going to give me one? He goes, no. And he like drove off like real fast.
Was he like a 4-year-old?
I know. I was
No.
you know, and he was watching us
Wow.
for the whole rest of the day.
I
So
bet he was.
demanding an apology usually does
Does not
not
work.
doesn't end real well. So There you go.
I wish I could have gotten that on video.
Hey,
Hey, you owe me an apology.
I've demanded apologies from other people before in life. Anyway. I mean, what I
It
say
doesn't
about this,
work unless you have a camel clutch on them.
I mean, let's just yeah.
It should be no surprise to anyone that the fraternity of football is misogynistic.
Misogynistic.
First off,
What did you say?
misogynistic.
Misogyny alert. Misogyny alert.
Good job, Cam.
There we
Misogyny
go.
alert.
So yeah, Cam, is this misogynistic? Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know
He
what
said
his
it wasn't.
I don't know what his
it is.
intentions were, but you can't look at a woman and go, "Oh, you're up here asking about routes." They're all sports writers at that point. You got to let them do their job. Just answer the stupid question. Who cares? He literally gives an answer after he says that, and it's like your perfect textbook. Blah blah blah. Coach is doing great. Team's doing great. Blah 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 blah. You know. But
She
now
didn't even
just
say
skipped to
it,
that.
but she really didn't even say anything.
I know, nothing like-
She literally said, Cam, I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funches has seemed to really embrace the physicality of routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
Yeah, and then then Cam said, "It's funny to hear a female talk about routes." Room
Dead silence.
Cam, it's funny. Well,
it is.
if you think he's the only NFL player, I'm gonna go back to Michael Vick. If you guys honestly thought that Michael Vick was the only one doing dogfighting, you've lost. There were players that came out after that happened and on the record said they did it. I mean, and those interviews have since kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to them, but you know, this is a culture that of all men, they're athletes, and they don't think women. A lot of them do not think women should be covering the game. That's just how. That's the reality.
Aren't you one of those people though?
No.
Haven't you talked about stuff like that in the past?
I don't understand why they put female, just sideline reporters on there to do nothing.
Oh, is that so? Tell us more.
I mean, it's just kind of goofy. Like, cause they'll be like, "All right, we're going down to so and so on the sideline." Yeah, the quarterback's he's lacing up his shoes and he's gonna come back in the game.
All right, it's just the females. If it was a male doing it,
it
would be okay.
I've seen guys do it now. They are starting to incorporate more men into it. I mean, put them in the booth. Let them call a game. Let's see what happens. I mean,
their job is to interview the coach before the half.
Yeah,
Primarily,
very important.
And
interview.
report on the situation on sidelines if something does arise.
Well,
but your complaint is that they're putting them on the air just because of how they look.
I think so.
And that bothers you.
If that's the reason, yeah. There are some female analysts that are really good at their job. You can hear them talk about it. They know what they're doing. And I'm sure they do have to work a little bit harder to get in that field, good looking or not. But I feel, and this may be a little bit couple years back, for a couple years, though, it was definitely good looking women down on the sideline, and that's what it was. I mean, maybe it's changed a little bit. I don't see as many on the sideline now. But, you know, to discount someone because they're a woman or a man, obviously that's stupid. You know, if his big concern was her ever playing the game, well, I'm sure a lot of those news reporters in there have never played the game. They're a bunch of nerds, you know.
That's one thing that, like, it's very prevalent in our society. If you're not in the thick of things, your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a hardcore fan, then you don't know football and you have no business talking about it. If you're not a player or a coach, and then really if you're a coach that's never played, it's even one rung lower. But I don't know. I mean, like even if you've played like every season of Madden since it came out,
which I have,
know?
But I would never assume I know anything about routes. You know, what he should really have done was he lost sponsorship already for.
I bet he's hurting for money now.
Oh, it's with some yogurt company he's partnered up with. I can't remember the name of it. And he's got to know better.
Put some yogurt on it.
Especially a guy like Cam Newton or a Tom Brady or a LeBron James. These guys are not only athletes. They are walking endorsements, and they got to know if you go out here and say nonsense like this, I mean, you're going to lose some of the endorsements. Like Tiger Woods, when he went through what he went through, he lost a lot of his endorsement because he's more than an athlete.
Hey, dude, they have so much money, it doesn't matter, especially Cam Newton and Tiger Woods. Why do they need more money?
But they're going to have to retire
anyway?
one day, and they're going to need that brand.
They're set for life. Okay?
You know why Michael Jordan worked out? Because he didn't give political answers when people...
They're set for life. Mr. Fruit of Loom. Okay, I got a question for you.
Hold on, as Michael Jordan said, Republicans buy sneakers too.
Oh.
That's what he said. That's
Republicans pay off their gambling debt so their fathers don't die too.
Oh.
Okay, I got a question. A couple of years ago, it was like a big thing to be sponsored for male butt wipes.
Yeah, dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
I'll-
If you were, would you take a sponsorship
I
for
use,
dude
I
wipes?
use wipes every day. I'm
Would
a wet
you-
wiper for life.
Okay.
So yes.
That's
Wait,
why he
they don't-
doesn't like using public toilets because he can't get those wet wipes.
So
in
I
there.
carry packets with me when I go play. I'm
I
serious.
didn't, I didn't
You
even
think
have to
I'm
pay
joking?
you.
I was
You
kidding.
dropped their name. You gave them a spot.
No, I don't. I
Wow.
don't use dude wipes. But if they, I will use those if they want to get in touch with us. I love wet wipes. I don't know how we went our whole life with dry toilet paper. It's not right.
So where can I find dude wipes, John?
If you go to Groupon, you can-
He couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it.
With the,
here's where you go. You go to BYB Pod and click on the Amazon link
there you go.
and order those dude wipes.
Uh-oh.
I like it.
Someone's like, dude wipes.
Hey, I'm with Sam. yeah,
What's a man doing? What does a man know about dude wipes?
dude wipes?
I don't need to use dude wipes to tell me I'm a man.
Yes, Jack Palance.
Okay. Anyway,
Wipes are. I'm just telling you, man. Wipes will change your life if you're not.
have you
using
ever
them.
used a bidet?
Yes, I have, and I loved it.
Why
I
don't you
wish I
just
had
get a
one.
bidet?
If I had the money, I would. When I
I
went
mean,
to
they're
They
not
Japan,
got
expensive.
attachments.
Yeah.
when I went to Japan, I was using it every time I went, baby. I loved it. I don't like using the bathroom because you never feel clean. With the wipes, you do. With the bidet, you do. It's perfect, man.
It does seem kind of weird. Like we're such a clean society about like washing our hands and
Yeah.
everything, but then we just like rub dry paper on our
butt,
beehole
yeah.
and we're just
just
done
saying,
with
that's
it. That's good. I'm good here.
Tasha said, and this is from the quote,
It's taking another dive.
dude wipes make your junk smell like Dracar Noir.
Hey,
Is that how
some
you say
people
that?
like that. All right.
Is that how you say that, John? Dracar Noir.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I mean, I know what that cologne is. It's
Right.
a very popular one, but there you go. Dude wipes. They make your junk smell like fancy aftershave.
Maybe we should come out with our own brand of like dude wipes and perfumes.
We should.
BYB pod.
BYB Pond.
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your toilet paper.
There you go. Tagline wrote itself. We need to open a store and start
I
selling
used to
these.
hate my brother until I found
Dude wipes.
I don't know what you would call it, brother wipes.
I'm going to get in touch with Dude Wipes, see if they can sponsor the show for real.
Yo, we need some
All
sponsors.
right. Chat's,
Anyway,
chat's coming unglued under the wipes.
they can't handle it. We
Said
went too far.
said my
Aqua
my
Velva.
nuts smell like Lysol. Mine smell like Aqua Velva. So there you
Mine
go.
smell like nuts.
So there you go. We went from there to Cam Newton. Don't know how we did that.
Okay,
but,
I
yeah.
think it's time for a little bit
Wait,
of advice.
Any other stories? I thought there was one more story.
There
I'm
is
sure there is.
there's going to be a White Lives Matter rally held
What?
around down the street in Shelbyville, Tennessee,
What? When is this?
on the 28th of
Oh,
October.
we gotta go.
Wait, there's gonna be a
Oh,
what?
I ain't gonna.
I
A
ain't
White
going to
Lives
that.
Matter?
A White Lives
Oh.
Matter.
What about George Foreman challenging? Have you seen Steven Segal?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
He looks rough.
He looks tough. So George Foreman, if you don't know,
No, there he
yeah,
is.
on South Park.
He looks like he ate the old Steven Seagal.
So Steven Seagal is talking trash. He's a Russian citizen now. I don't know what's going on with that. He's talking crap and all this. So George Foreman, who's older than, I believe, he's older than Tom Petty, I would say. He has offered a challenge to Steven Seagal. George Foreman will only box. He will only use boxing gloves. Steven Seagal can use any form of martial arts or whatever he wants to fight him. 10 rounds. Those guys wouldn't make it past 3 rounds, number one. But
Probably not.
would you like to see that fight? I would love to see
I
that
would
fight.
love. I mean, it'd probably be hilarious.
George Foreman would knock him out straight up. Like Foreman, people forget like our age, like we know, but people older than us, Foreman was winning championships like 50 years old, and he was knocking dudes out. This is around the time of the Foreman grill.
Yeah, but Seagal is like a poor man's.
Go ahead. He is a poor man,
Why can't I
Steven
think of-
Seagal. I mean, I
I
don't-
can't think of the guy's name. Chuck Norris. He's like a poor
Oh,
man's Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he's a joke.
All right, he'll judo chop you for trying to find your phone in a movie theater
Ugh.
instantly.
I would pay to see Steven Seagal get knocked out, especially now he's a Ruski, man. What is up with that? So,
I think he's always been a Ruski.
ugh.
What is their beef over? I don't even understand.
Who knows? No, nobody likes this guy, man. Everybody wants to knock him out. Who cares?
He's become the butt of
All right.
so
So
many
that's a
jokes.
Twitter poll right there. Who would win?
Oh, 100%.
Seagal, Foreman, or who cares?
Who cares? Probably would win. All right, we got
The
some.
tweeners.
We got some. We're jumping to advice.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so it's time for Dear John Lee. We'll read the email we got from a listener John will answer.
This one comes in, Dear John. I'm a happily married woman in my 30s.
Mm.
Although we don't have children yet, many of our friends do. Some of them have boys who are approaching or are already in their early teens. I'm embarrassed to even ask, but what are the best ways to avoid or immediately stop unwanted, just reaching puberty attention from young boys?
I'm sorry. Could we read that again?
I'm embarrassed to even ask, but what are the best ways to avoid or immediately stop unwanted, just reaching puberty attention from young boys? I am modest in my attire. I don't interact more than I need to with them, and I would never want to harm a child. But the looks and attentions I get from some of them have my stomach churning. I need to know how to appropriately shut it down. My husband just chuckles and shrugs his shoulders, saying, they just want to talk to girls. I feel sick. Please help. From unwanted attention.
Oh, my God.
Well, the best way is not to go to events where the kids are at. That's the best way.
There you go. Hide in the closet.
I mean,
Is that your official advice?
I mean, I'm just...
This is the oddest
David
thing
and
we've
John
ever
are
done.
floored by this question.
It is odd. I mean, my thing is like...
This is a woman.
What are these parents? Where are the parents at
I
the
don't care,
time?
dude. It's a woman in her 30s saying that
I
preteen boys.
I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you
11,
as well.
11,
Well,
12-year-olds. You think
Yeah.
they're checking you out and want to have sex with you. It is the
She
most...
says she wears modest attire, but she is not modest.
But okay, but like
Not
her,
by a-
okay, so like you're saying she's making it all up because she said her stomach's
think in her-
churning, she's sick,
Yeah, I
she
think
can't deal with it.
I'm going to guess. I'd go on a limb here. I think this woman probably... and I don't know who this is. I don't know
okay,
who this
here we
woman
go.
is, but
Hold on.
I would say you look in her past, there's going to be some issues with somebody that did something they shouldn't have done.
John's
When
voice
she was
has
younger.
changed dramatically.
It's much better
Sounds
sounding.
a lot like.
But anyway, that's what I think.
What the?
I mean, I thought this was Dear
I said
John.
Dear John because I'm talking over your segment.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, this is ridiculous. This is absurd. Woman, a
All right, what is-
12-year-old.
let's get back to John. Let John finish up his
Okay.
statement. You give him a little advice.
I agree with you.
Of course you
wholeheartedly.
agree
I
So
with
mean,
me.
Lee's
it's-
going to disagree with us. Go
yeah,
ahead.
of course. But I mean, like, if you're constantly engaged with the parents and they don't step up and say anything, that's an issue in itself.
Okay, well, what would you say as a parent? Let's say your kid is a
Okay,
teenager.
I have a
wait,
son.
how are
Let's
they-
fast forward 11 years.
I'm just saying, it's John's advice. It's up to the parents who have the kid.
I would pull my kid aside.
What's he
and
doing?
I
What's he
don't know
doing?
what they're doing, but
This
I
is
mean,
just John's advice. I
if
don't
it's-
know.
if-
I'm asking him.
I mean, you've got two sons. What if?
And they're checking out some older lady. Is she hot?
yeah.
I mean,
All
we
right,
have to assume.
Power to you, brothers. I mean, look, but
Power
don't
to
touch,
you,
you know?
brother.
I mean, I don't know. She's not
Look, but
specific
don't
enough,
touch.
so I mean, we don't know. But I mean,
Wow.
I think the reason why her husband is just shrugging it off is because it's something that's not essential.
Because it's ridiculous. He knows
know.
it's not true. 12-year-olds generally, I mean, they may have a crush on someone, but come on, man. I mean, I would have to see what this woman looks
That's
like.
that's
number
what,
two.
that's what I'm saying is like if it's that
Okay, well, let's
bad
do
and
both
her
sides.
parents aren't doing the kid's parents aren't doing anything.
Let's just say she's
That's when the
extremely-
issue is.
Say
Okay.
she's she's like super milf.
Supermodel. Enjoy it, woman, because one day you
She
won't
says
look like
she
that.
doesn't enjoy it at all.
Well, then leave. I'm like John. John did give some good advice. Then don't be around these kids. And don't have kids. Cause,
Move to the Middle East where you have to go
just
wear a
don't- why-
burqa
why
or
are
whatever.
why are you going to events where there's preteens hanging out anyway? I don't
Come
understand.
on, man. Are you serious?
That's not the only way to hang out with these people.
Lee, when's the last time you hung out with like preteens all day?
But if my friends had preteens, I probably would see them more. Like when I was a preteen, I hung around people's parents and stuff. Right?
I'd have to know what they're doing. I mean, they just looking
Okay,
at her.
so you're just discounting what she's
I
saying.
mean, let's say she has a huge rack, okay? So what? They're staring at it. They're 12-year-old boys. That's what 12-year-old boys do. They look.
So
they
you're okay with it.
I'm okay with them looking. I mean, what are they doing? They trying to grab her butt or something?
Okay,
when she's
well,
not
let's
looking? I mean,
I'm saying that the line of appropriate and inappropriate activity really needs to be addressed with the parents of those kids.
Okay, well, let's say they're not even kids. Let's say it's another 30-year-old that's leering at her.
the husband needs to step in and go, bro, what is going on, man?
So does the husband need to address the teens?
Well,
He probably doesn't see any problem with it.
Well,
because
maybe
it's
that's
probably,
the problem. Maybe
she
he's
is
even encouraging it.
overreacting.
Like David over here saying,
That's what
"Hell
I'm
yeah,
thinking.
kids,
Okay.
keep
I
it
think
up."
she's overreacting.
So someone's asking, did you lust? Okay, I'm going to address this. Did you lust after other people's moms back in the day? Now, when I was growing up, these moms were not looking like they look today. Okay, I'm in Williamson County. I can tell you there were no moms looking like moms today, dude. There's no. If I'd been in that situation, heck yeah, I'd have been crushing on them, man.
Heck
yes.
yeah, I'd been crushing on that milk.
Lusting, crushing, whatever you want to call it.
But it's not like you would walk up to them and they would know about it.
No, I wouldn't be like, hey, baby, you want to go get something to eat?
What's the one song?
With Stacy's mom?
Stacy's
No,
mom?
the older one about the movie.
I don't know. Think about that. I just
Really?
this is
It's so
crazy.
famous.
I don't
It's
even
such
know.
a famous
I don't know what's
song.
going on with this
It's
one.
like Mrs. Jones or something.
What is with the nuts that listen to this show? We do acquire some nutty people over time. I mean, I love you guys, but some of you need help. You need help, man. If this is one of you's here,
Who are you saying needs help?
The
Basically?
lady who
the
wrote
Dear
the letter, the
John.
Dear John.
anonymous
I thought you were
emailer.
talking about the chat. I was like,
Well,
they're
they-
not
No,
saying
no, no,
anything
no.
crazy.
The chat knows they need help, but this woman here, she definitely needs help of some kind. She needs to go to a therapist. I don't know.
Okay, but let's just assume for a second that she's not making it up.
Okay.
And she is actually feeling
Okay.
uncomfortable
Well,
based
guess
upon
what?
their behavior.
Then you would go to the parents of that child
That's
and
what
go,
I'm saying.
I'm with John. Yeah. And say, hey, your
so
child.
it's up to the man in this story that's laughing.
No. The parents.
Laughing it off.
No, he don't have anything to do with it.
But the parents haven't stepped up. So when I said it
Has
was
she told the parents?
because when I said let's ignore the fact that they're kids, you said the man needs to step
or
up.
she
and do
could
something.
step up too. I
So
mean,
if the kids don't have a proper father figure, do you step in and give them
Yeah.
guidance?
Yeah.
This is why we think that she's overreacting because the husband's not doing anything.
Well, the
Exactly.
husband could be a giggle buddy.
if a
for all that
12-year-old
matter.
child come over and was checking out my wife, I'd be like, I think it's funny too. I'd be like, "Hey,
Exactly,
he's got-
that's my
I
point.
think
You're
he's got a-
encouraging that behavior.
No, he's got a crush on you. It happens. Little boys get
And if your
crushes.
wife was like, "I'm not comfortable at
Well,
all,"
what
with
if-
that,"
what
and
if-
you would be like,
What if this
deal with it.
12-year-old kid came up to your wife and said, hey, can I touch her boobs?
Okay, that would be a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
she's not
you would,
saying
you
that
would do
happens.
something.
We've probably had 12-year-olds have crushes on us when we work with kids back in the day at the church, at here and there. Kids get crushes on
Not
adults.
me. People don't like me.
Well, you know what the main thing is? Nothing ever happens because it's a harmless crush and it's something you laugh about.
Yeah.
I had a big crush on my music teacher in 5th grade, Miss Cersei. Oh, my God.
Oh, there you go.
I
right
was
now.
in love with her, and I was around that age, and yeah, she was to me she was hot. So I definitely had a big crush on her. Did anybody get hurt? Did anything happen? I guess in today's school maybe it might have, but back then it did not. So I don't
Well,
know.
let's not even go into teachers. That's a whole nother.
Okay. Anyway,
button topic.
John, that it.
That's it.
All right.
So your
Give it
parents
parents. Put it on the parents.
put
Yeah.
it on the parents.
Put it on the parents.
Put them in a fat.
Put 'em in a fat suit.
We didn't make an idiot of the week this week, man. It's kind of a
I think so far, I mean,
Steven Segal. Should we give it to him?
All right.
sure, for becoming a
Oh my god, I
Brewski.
hate surrounded by idiots.
Steven Skull. Steven.
To the idiot mobile. You idiot.
You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
All right, Steven Seagal, idiot of the week.
Did he ever have a movie that had more than 3 words in the title? It's like
More-
Out for Justice,
Under Siege.
Under Siege,
Under Siege
Butterfly
2.
Man. I mean, just
Steven Seagal
I
strikes
think he's just
back.
not smart enough to be able to say more than 4 words
mean,
at
we
a
live-
time.
That's not actually how movies work.
We
but
live in.
okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Blame your selfies.
Are we doing blame your
Let's
selfies?
do it. Let's
Let's
fire
do
them
some
up.
blame yourself.
Blame your selfie.
All right, we had
ask
to run
you-
through these quick.
These not many this week, but that's okay. First up, Michael Anthony Nicholas, second super fan of the show, said this is my first pink selfie of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Hashtag think pink. Hashtag blame your selfie. He knows what I think of pink, but hey, in this month I support it. It's fine. I support the pink shirts, and this month if it's going to help raise awareness. It's also him saying I have some interesting stuff. I can't reread that. What's
I have
this?
done some interesting stuff, but this is cool. One picture is my tweet on the screen at the NASCAR Social Media Center. The other is Jeff Gordon answering on Race Hub.
There you go.
So this is his tweet. You can see it. The toughest part of broadcasting a race is, and then here they're all gathered around, and Jeff Gordon is. Did you
It's
say
a-
Jeff Gordon?
Yeah.
Which one's Jeff Gordon?
And then some broad on the left who probably doesn't belong there.
Oh, Jeff Gordon's in the blue suit. I see him.
See that lady?
Some broad.
It's funny about a female being on a show about racing.
Yeah, what's that lady know
What
about
is- what do
racing? Get
women-
her off of this. She is banging hot, though. See, that's what I'm saying. Look at.
Hey, if you
go
were
back to that picture.
Hey, you're lucky you're not 12 years old. We'd have to have words.
Now look at these slubs up here. These guys, look, man, they are what they are. Then look at her. She looks like a freaking supermodel next to these guys.
I don't think those guys are slubs per se. As far as like there's not unattractive.
That guy on the far right.
Listen, they're not putting ugly people on NASCAR
That's
TV.
true.
Okay,
True.
okay, yes, there's the one token old dude that's probably an ex-race car driver, but these other 2-3 guys, like, look, you can see, like, look at their shining white teeth.
All
like,
right, fine,
like a
fair
beacon in
enough.
the
It's
night.
all
Okay.
attractive people. Get
Yeah.
that off here.
Yeah.
All right, I promised you a good selfie, and hopefully I delivered. I told you I had the Playboy with Donald Trump on it, so I figured I'd take a selfie. It says, just for blame your brother. It's the Donald, I don't know, you don't have the words up, but it's the Donald Trump Playboy Super Remix. # blame yourself. So that's the Playboy I bought at a Comic-Con a while back of Donald Trump and Playboy. We talked about Playboy last week. We talk about Donald Trump every week. So there we go. The trifecta.
It's a crazy world we live in.
It sure is. All right. And this is you. It says, brother to blame, microphone, a something.
Sorry, I keep going off. I'm trying.
A microphone
technical difficulties right
is
now.
a dangerous
Apologies.
thing, but a smile can be worse.
It's true.
# something. And then here's John, says, getting ready for the show. There you go.
There you go.
All right. So that's your blame your selfies for this
exciting.
week. We'll hopefully see some Halloween ones coming up. But
Oh, that would be fun.
take a selfie, use # blame your selfie, and we'll give you a shout out on this show. Okay. So we did all of that. We gave out advice. We looked at some attractive
Come on.
people.
Get through it. You
I'm
can do this.
I'm stalling, man.
You can
It's
do
called
this.
a tease in the business. Now it's time for your major key of the week.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Another one.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Another one.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, time for the major key of the week. Anything stand out at this point right now? Put it on the parents.
Put it on the parents, or maybe something about attractive women in sports or
Cam
something.
Newton.
Don't.
If you're famous, don't give your political views.
Something David said, or even the blame. What is put it on the? I don't know.
Not my holiday.
Oh my God, the White Lives Matter. Oh, honestly, I would like to go to that, just cover it, but you know what would end up happening? We'd like get mixed in with that crazy group, and then we'd get like gassed, and I mean, it'd be good conversation for the next week's podcast, but it would not be fun at the moment.
Why David's in the hospital?
Yeah, why David in the hospital and calling over Skype to do this episode? What do you want to say?
Try to think of a better key.
I don't know. I got nothing, man. I don't.
There's only 60 keys to life, I guess.
Let's throw it out to our YouTubers out there.
Yeah, why don't they all start submitting keys and we'll read them on the next episode? How about that? Let's put it on them. 60's enough for right now. What do you think?
Sounds like it's run its course, evidently.
All right, if you have a major key, tweet it at us, and if there's good enough, we'll put one up. If not, oh well, it'll be blank. All right, that is your major key segment. So the new rule is you tell us what you learned from this episode, and I'm sure Pizza Dad Lives or somebody.
Is this going to be like a...
Pizza Dad Lives did have a selfie today, by the way.
Is this going to be like a Democratic...
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I
Pizza
added
Dad
that.
Lives, once again, screwed over by Lee.
No, I put it in there. I just couldn't see it because it didn't have...
Go down.
Put it in
It's
there.
right here.
Go down.
It's right here.
No, it's not. He's not Superman, bro. Oh, my God.
I think he is Superman. What
So
do you got
that's,
against...
I only saw the text
So Jeffrey
comment.
says Thursday, period, fat, period, need a haircut, # blame your selfie, # workflow, # green shirt. There you
I
go.
can kind of relate to that for sure.
It says Brady has 4 interceptions in the game. Well, there you go.
Oh, spoiler alert.
I'm going to go drown my sorrows after this episode's over. All right, guys, that's the end of this episode, man. We got through a lot. We hope, a lot of people hanging out in the chat tonight. Really appreciate it. Always come hang out with us live in the chat on Thursday. You can go to blameyourbrother.tv. That's blameyourbrother.tv. I'll take you straight to our YouTube page. That's where we stream the show exclusively on YouTube. And there's so many other ways. You need to go to bybpod.com. That's our website, bybpod.com. There you can get all past episodes, get all of our social media links. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can subscribe to the podcast via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play. Any podcast provider pretty much can find it there. If you're going to go buy anything on Amazon, use our Amazon link. It supports the show. It doesn't cost you any extra and helps us out immensely. And we just got a pretty fat check for last month's sales, so I was pretty happy with that. There's a link to email the show. You can send us your Dear John or anything you want. It's anonymous. You don't have to put your real name in, not a real email, but send us that message. We'll get it and read it on the show if it's good enough. And also remember to go check out Radio Vegas Rocks. That's radiovegas.rocks. We are streamed there every Thursday. Thanks so much to Jay and his crew for making that happen. They've been with us since episode 1, which is amazing. And there's a bunch of great content at Radio Vegas Rocks. So please go check those guys out as well. And if you want to donate to the show, that's an option, or send a voicemail. We would love to hear your sweet voice on the podcast, giving your thoughts or maybe your major key. Who knows? All right. So I guess with all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Tom Brady does not have 4 interceptions. That's garbage.